Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, Aman, can you please share the PPT? Sorry to turn off my video because it's bandwidth problem. So I hope audible is okay. Okay, let's.
Yes, yes, we are able to see.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, guys. Today we are going to discuss about soft skills, and I hope pretty of much us are aware of it. What are soft skills? Which is a very prior and innovative idea. If you say hard skills, anywhere you can get it, but soft skill is like inherited one. So let's see what are the soft skill patterns. What are they? It's like having a personality, way to creativity, providing the decision capability in a person, then teamwork, empathy. Sympathy is another thing, and empathy is another thing, okay? And then after, the way to manage the stress, work pressure, all this gets combined on the soft skills, and majorly soft skill is very important part. Now in this session we'll see what are soft skills, what are the differences between soft skills and hard skills. Go to slide 2, Aman. Why are soft skills important to us, and what are the major 10 soft skills which are very very important, whether it's in personal life or professional life, gets correlated with it. Then how to articulate these soft skills in your job resume, interview, and how to develop it. So, guys, I hope I am quite audible to every one of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I mean, let's go to slide 3. So, see, let's understand what is soft skills. You can see a pictorial diagram over here, which gets combined with the teamwork, problem solving, decisiveness, everything, right? So, commonly, if you say soft skills are a core skills, which are very difficult to get in an education pattern. You cannot go for the course related to it, to your educational institutions. When it gets combined with people skill, communication skill, your emotional intelligence, your attitude, your attributes to carry the things, then having a social intelligence, personality traits, which helps you to understand and get along with the people and work harmoniously with other people. You cannot see the soft skill. Soft skill is completely intangible, non technical abilities. You do not get any sort of certificates for it if you see in a education wise. And like, get a pictorial, you can see in the picture there's teamwork, there is problem solving, there is coordination, there's time management, stress management. So when all this get combined, forms a total core skill which is known as soft skills. Now if you see hard skill and technical skills and other skills might help you to get the job, but soft skills are the skills which makes you as a person, and which can even break you as a person, like in every step of your life, every relationship, whether that is a relationship with your parents, with your partners, with your colleagues, with your friends. Those soft skills are very very important. In this diagram, are you able to clearly get the message? Am I like are you getting me, guys? Are you getting me?
Yes, ma'am.
Please revert back so that I can understand. Yes, you are getting it. So now let's go to slide 4. What does it says? What is the difference between soft skill and hard skill? Please go to next slide. Soft skills versus hard skills. You see what it is. Soft skills are technical abilities or skill sets that are easy to understand, easy to quantify, easy to qualify, right? And soft skills are people skill or interpersonal skill. Do you have any idea or any concept that gets a relation with the soft skills and hard skills in your career wise, in your education wise? Have you ever studied in your books or in your personal life that somebody is sitting and guiding you for the soft skill? No, right now. Is there any parameter which helps you to evaluate the soft skill? Technically not, but yes. See, hard skills are proficiency in foreign language. A person might be good in various types of language, whether that is English, Hindi, Nepali, then you can say German, Italian, Spanish, right? Though you are good in knowledge of different languages, if you don't know how to communicate, how to interpret, no use, right? Hard skills can get combined with the certification. You can get a certificate of hard skill that you are uh, engineer, doctor, scientist, you are like consultants, you are having a degree of programming like language, C++, Java, Oracle. But in soft skills, you need to have a flexibility in you. Flexibility doesn't mean that you will flexible. Huh? It means you are flexible with the time, with the work, with the situation, with the people. And third difference is typing speed. When you go for any cert, you can say that I am good at typing. Might be in a minute you can type 100 words. But in soft skill, you need to have a leadership in you. And whereas in hard skill, you are very good at machine. You know how to access different types of machine, whether that is computer, laptop, whether that is another sort of softwares, but you don't know how to run a team. There's no use of having a knowledge of only machine language. You need to have a very good teamwork on site. Programming languages you are good at, but you don't know how to manage your time. No use of those degrees, right? Others, others differences are also there of hard skill and soft skills. Let's go to the another slide. Please go to another slide. See over here in a picture. See guys, in a picture you can see hard skills concept. You can see diagrams, laptops, even different things like specific competencies, skills, knowledge, and abilities needed to perform a specific task. Like Microsoft Office, so you are able to work in Excel, you are able to work in Word, you are able to work in PowerPoint, you are able to work in Outlook Express, right? Interpreting data, you're good at interpreting the data. Different data are given to you and you know how to play with them. You are good at financial planning, you're good at copywriting, troubleshooting, project management, and spoken languages. You're good at that. But if you lack these soft skills, what are they? They are like having communication skill, timekeeping, critical thinking, leaderships, motivations, ambitions, and negotiation. There's no use of only having hard skills in today's scenario. You need to have very good interpersonal skills, communication skills, which helps you to communicate what are you trying to say, what are your ideas very precisely. So basically, soft skills are important as hard skills. I am not ignoring the hard skills, but I'm saying if you have soft skills and hard skills combined, you are at the very good level, right? Whether that is personal attributes or professional attributes. Now, please go to next slide. Over here, we will understand why are these soft skills important? Why are they very important to us? Guys, till now, any queries? Are you able to get me? Guys, can I get the response back? Will I say yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So now, okay, now see the picture over here. you have a pictures like why soft skills are very important. If you see in a picture, what you will see is personal attributes that influence how well you interact with others or how well you work at your workplace with your colleagues. Like these two means either in personal life, professional life, or in a personal attributes life. You need to have very good interaction attributes. Then it is very important that you improve your ability of working on hard skills along with soft skills. Let's take it for example. In the future, you go and open your own business house where you are self-employed. Over there, along with the hard skills, you need to have a very good soft skills. Why soft skill is needed very much over there? Because your soft skill is going to attract the customers, the clients, and your soft skill is going to help and build up the relationship, which will help you to retain your clients and customers. Right? If your soft skill, your behavioral wise, your soft skills are very good, your behavioral, what will happen is something might hard skills of some issues might be ignored, but people will be connected to you according to your behaviors. We might have practiced or we might have gone through the scenarios of this in personal life too. Like we go to some of the sources, right? Some of the sources, what we see is though the person do not have that thing in them, we still try to communicate and try to get the things from there. Now, another thing is you are very much in every part, every concept, you have that. Hard skill, 15%. Soft skill, 85% ratio. Builds up. Soft skill helps you to climb the stairs and the ladders of your professional life along with the personal life. The more you are good with the soft skills, the more combined and the strong relationship you build with the friends, family members, partners, colleagues, team members, right? Guys, are you able to get me?
Yes, ma'am.
Till now, anything to ask? Anything to ask? See, in the same PPT, you can see one more picture over there. You can see over there a contractor is standing at the top, is at the second, has to go to first. What is the thing? Need to have a soft skill. You might have personal. If you need any hierarchy wise, if you want to jump from one relationship to another relationships, you need to have a very good soft skill knowledge. Please go to next slide where I'll show you how good it is, how important it is, how good organizations calculate your soft skills criteria like ratings. These days, these various soft skill traits are calculated and they are very important. Like people try to calculate the percentage wise. Leadership, you need to have 20%. Communication skill, 14%. Because those who are good in programming language, those who know codings and all, they are hardly good in these type of interpersonal skill because they are quite busy with their language ones. Then coordination. How good is your coordination with one person to another? How optimistic you are? Every organization have different percentage ratio. This is the standard one. Okay, guys. Somewhere it might be leadership is calculated in 10% and communication is calculated in 20%. Okay. Then optimistic. How optimistic you are. That is also been saying how commitment to your work you are. Like you committed a work that you will finish by today, so you have to finish it by today. People and your management team keeps on calculating it. How initiative you are. If you know something, you say very properly that yes, I can help you out in this and I'll do it. how adaptive you are, how adaptive you are to the situation, to the places, to the people. These are very important. Then how is your team spirit? Team spirit. If you are not able to solve any problem, you come with a very straightforward saying that I can't help it, please help me out. And that is only possible if your soft skill is clearly and clarity is there. Like you have genuinely developed a very good relationship with your colleagues, with your family members. Even we face this thing in personal life also. Then your self confidence. No one is going to build your confidence. You need to build your confidence by yourself. No one is going to motivate you. You have to motivate yourself. Then how good you are at problem solving. How much self control you have. And how empathic you are. Empathy means, do you know the difference of sympathy and empathy? Let me clear it out. Sympathy means having a sympathy for someone and you are just showing a love and affection to that. And you are just doing a sort of thing to that person. But empathy means wearing the person's shoes and trying to solve the problem. So that is the empathy. How is good is your body language? Guys, body language plays a very important role. The language, the words, the spoken language which you are saying has to correlate with your body language. Your body is saying something and you are saying something doesn't match. Whenever you speak with someone, if that is face to face interaction, whether that is a video interaction, please have a good eye contact with the person. So it helps to understand. If your eye contact is good, means you are 80% good at your language communications. So these are the important ratings according to the organization varies. Some organization might have different type of ratio, some have different type of matrix ratio. So according to them, make the things very differently. So let's give you an example of, suppose a person who is good with the accounting, means having an accounting position in a company needs to have accounting skill very good, while a doctor needs to be able to accurately diagnose medical conditions. A graphic designer should be good at using a specific design software, while an electrician needs to know safely and effectively install electric systems and fix any issues that may occur. An HR manager should be very good at interpersonal skill and needs to listen the both parties' conversation and then calculate. A management team has needs to have a very good soft skill to take a proper decisive in decision, time management decisions, and stress level management system. So hard skills are fairly straightforward to evaluate, but soft skills are a little difficult to measure because you do not give any sort of certification for that. You are examined when you are at the platform, how good you are with that. Guys, see, in this competitive market and job market, whether after your education is over, you are supposed to go and work on a practical platform, and theoretical knowledge helps you to build up, and then you work on a practical land with your soft skills, which is somehow emotionally you are bind up, you are calculative one. So organizations totally differentiate adequate candidates and ideal candidates. Like if you are good at soft skills, you are an ideal candidate for the organization because you are holding both hard skill also and soft skill also. And every job role requires some interactions with others, whether they are your colleagues, customers. So soft skills basically are very important for employees, personal lives, professional life, wherever you go of the world. whether you go to US, whether you go to UK, whether you are in India, whether you are in different part of the world. So your soft skill does solve the problem of your 80% work. Because though if you don't know, you are good at your behavioral wise attributes, which helps you to do. People will never expect any sort of experience certificate regarding with soft skill. No one is going to calculate that. Calculates from the T1 when you are with the person. Sometimes we might have yourself felt it that I am good at with one person, the other person is like not interacting properly with me. What you happens slowly and gradually, else you be straightforward and see the person, or what you do, you try to make a difference with that person. So this is the thing. Now let's go to see in a pictorial format. Please go to next slide. Self motivation. I won't say motivation. I'll say responsibility, decisiveness, ability to work under pressure, and time management. Means stress, stress management calculations over here. Flexibility, negotiation, and conflict resolution. Negotiation is very important for the people who go towards the sales line. This negotiating. Please go to next slide. So till here, guys, any queries? Guys, are you
No, ma'am, it's clear, ma'am.
able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Till now, any queries very clear to you? Okay.
Yes,
So very good. So now let's see the part of one concept. That is communication today. Taken any part, okay? Like in communication, basically you can see a picture which says that different mediums, different channels are used to share your message and information. How you communicate. Like it's an ability used when giving and receiving different kinds of information. And then it enables individual to understand others and to be understood. Only giving information or giving message is not enough. You need to first understand yourself what message has to be conveyed, and then be able to make others understand it. Then exchanging of informations, ideas, feelings, using proper language between the sources and audiences has to be very precise, very clear, precise, very brief, and meaningful. It's just not that you need to understand it, and then you have to convey that message as other people also understand it. You should be able to use the proper words, proper language to make it very clear. And active sentences, right? A variety of aspects also plays role, like listening, speaking, observing, and empathy. Some people are very good at listening. When you say something, they just listen it, and when they go to other part, they just changes. No, you should be very good at listening. You should be very speaking. When you are listening, you should be very good observer. You need to observe what a person is saying, what a body language is saying, and then you need to convey that message. Since the message, when it gets coded and encoded, it's very important you properly do it. Now, see in this thing, At a picture, you can see two people are sitting on a chair in a face-to-face way, and they are interacting. One is saying, one is understanding, evaluating, and replying back, right? And then another picture where you can see different channels, mobiles, then telephones, computer, emails, written ones. What is that? A person is interpreting, right? A person is saying, that means it's he or she is encoding the message, right? And then that message has been transferred with the help of different mediums of channels, whether that is written one, telephonic one, mail wise, or a social platform. And then a person who receives it decodes it. That person decodes it, understands the message, and replies back. So you can see encoding first from sender to receiver, and then receiver to sender. In a medium, there might be different barriers. Okay, it might be noise collision, it might be your different aspects. So by to communicate the language, the message, the ideas, the feelings very clearly, very precisely, first understanding and then letting others to understand it. Okay, have you ever faced that some are very good with their mechanical skill, technical skill, and different degree skills, but are not able to communicate to you properly? Like, let's see uh, two or three examples of soft skills evaluation. Just words to sentence to you, like a doctor who is very good, right? With able to diagnose the disease, who is good with the surgical instruments to use, but has a very rude nature, right? Means does not hold a little bit of emotional intelligence and are trustworthy. Such doctors are hardly to be accepted by patients, right? These days, are you agree with me that?
Yes, ma'am.
Guys, do you disease good with the surgical instruments, but to you, right? You really don't like to go over there again. Exactly like with the salesperson. A salesperson is very having very unrivaled and exhaustive knowledge of the product, market, deals, and everything. But it's very difficult to close a deal just because of the lack. A salesperson might be good in knowledge of the product in everything, but can't sell the product. You can even see that, right? You go to departmental stores, you are trying to buy something, and a salesperson is not able to satisfy you with the product. What do? You say, okay, we'll take later it on, we'll think over it, right? If like see in the door-to-day seller, if someone comes to you and tries to sell a product, and a negotiation deal is not good at between you and the person, you rarely avoid it, right? Then let's take an example of customer service professionals. They are very good with or record to provide the service. They lack some of the customer service. You will find that you gave a call for the some service. They do not listen completely. They just hang up in the middle. What happens to you? You just screwed up to your to this person. Suppose take an example of bank. You went to change the address of your bank account. The person who is sitting at the customer service, you went and you said that you want to change. Some will talk to you very politely, will tell you what are the procedures, how you can do it. Some will say, just take this form, fill it up, and it will be done later. What happens to you? For a moment of instance, you think, what sort of customer service, right? But since it's our work, we have to do it. So, soft skills are just not important when facing external factors. When you face internal factors, then they are equally important when it comes to interacting with your family, friends, partners, or outsiders. Equally important. And moreover, when you go for working in a practical session, what happens is employees seek the soft skills because that is the skill which a person can sell out very easily if he or she knows how to interact. And they'll once you decide organization. A productive and healthy work environment depends totally on soft skills. If you are productive but you do not have soft skills very properly, like take example, you are a team leader of some organization and you have been given a work, a project to handle, to finish it in a time. If your soft skill is good, what you can do? You can ask your employees to work overtime. That is only possible when your relationship with them is healthy. You understand their problem, they understand your problem, and the interpersonal space where relationship builds up and fosters and perspectives, you are able to acquire the work on time, and you can even, if you see with the communication, very important one. First, very important one. Why? You might have leadership quality, you might have decision capability, you might have creative thinking, but you don't know how to narrate it to other person. What tone has to be used? What style has to be used? Who are your who can understand the instructions very clearly? Who needs to understand it in a deeper way? What tones should be applied while communicating? Let's see, if you're talking with your family, rarely, if I'm not wrong, you guys just say do this, or you can say you have not done it. But when you go to the professional, what you do? You become totally adequate. What you do? Please word comes out. Thank you words comes out, right? You become very polite with them. Why not with the family? Foster your relationships also, because at home also soft skill is very important. And don't forget, listening has to be very good. You need to listen the things very clearly. Listen and then speak. So in a communication, listening, speaking, and then verbally understanding is very important. Whether you deal with short, you deal with your colleagues, you deal with your clients, if you're good at listening and responding correctly to the circumstances, you become very good. So, slide. I guess next, Aman, can you please go to next slide so that we can discuss about communication skills and tips. So there are certain skills and tips for the communications, like listening skills. You should be very good at listening. I mean to say, is a very good listener, whether it's a short instance listener or long instance listener, whether it is on a telephone, whether it is audio wise, whether it is mics and all. So you're good at listening and use your body language in a very appropriate way. The signs, the signals, using the signs and signals to your partners, your colleagues, your family has to be very correct. Then the third one is be confident. Means if you are introvert and unsure about some of the things, you need to collect the tips and techniques that are going to help you to be a little bit of extrovert, to be a little bit of bold, a little bit of confident to speak up. And then you should be very clear and concise. Use long sentences, be very short sentences, understandable one. Stick to the main points. Then you should be very positive and patience. Have patience, which is very important. Means a positive attitude has a huge power for successful relationship in a business. Just not in business, okay? In personal life also. You need to be positive and you need to be patient. You need to have lots of patience on you. Be respectful. Very respectful means knowing to tips and techniques of the communication skill. First of all, I would like to say sorry for getting disconnected due to some network issues. Now, am I audible to everyone? I'm back.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is the sound? Okay, cool. So I was over there. You need to always be ready to get the feedback. Feedback in the sense of how good you were at your spoken languages, your listening languages, right? So seek the feedback. Seeking feedback is a trait inside you which help you to be good for yourself. Always evaluate yourself. Don't seek evaluation from others only. Evaluate yourself also. Have a competition with yourself instead of having competition with others. Be better version of yourself. The feedback. Thank you, Aman. Please go to next slide. Aman, can I? Yeah. So now over here, if we see in the communication portion only, there are verbal, non-verbal, visual, and written. Some of you might say that visual is how it is communication. See in advertisements, in the hoarding boards, visuals are used and you are correctly conveyed the message, right? So verbal, whenever you are having a verbal communication, you need to have a strong, confident speaking voice. If you are not confident in yourself, other person is not going to understand you properly. So you need to have a very strong and confident speaking. Use active listening. Don't be passive listeners. Be active listener means if a person is saying to you something, listen it very actively. Be active on that session. Try to pick up the important points from that and avoid filter words. When you convey the message from one to another, try to avoid the filtering of the words. Avoid industry jargons and inappropriations. Then let's come to non-verbal. Non-verbal is like, it's not spoken. It's understanding of a person emotionally. You notice the emotions of someone and feelings of someone. Suppose if you are having an interaction and a person suddenly starts crying, what do? You do not speak, right? You go and better console the person. So you over there, what is happening? You are communicating but non-verbally. You are communicating but non-verbally by showing the emotional attachment, emotional love to the person. So that's a part of non-verbal communication. Be very intense. Then you should be very effective. Mimic non-verbal means do not try to use the way of wording, the way of body language. Actually, the other person is telling. Some person might have a habit of taking a pen in mouth and speaking and saying it. Don't be like that. Just understand, just grasp what is important for you and then convey it, but without filtration. Now let's come to visual. Visual, like you can say that ask others before including visuals. Ask others means over here, what I mean to say is whatever you are seeing in a television, you might develop a different perception about that visual message convey. So what you do, you discuss with other person. "Oh, did you saw that and what you understood? What is your mode of perception? What you do? You discuss among your perception might be one, another person's perception might be another. So you two discuss and you combine. So that is that. And even you consider your audiences. Suppose you are throwing a visual advertisements, you target certain customers. It might be for kids, it might be for the adults one, it might be for youngsters, it might be for teenage groupers, it might be for old age people. So your visual message is very clear to which different criteria you are having it. In a family also, if you like having visual concept, what do? You if you are making a visual message for your grandparents, you rarely try to involve youngsters or kids in that, right? Because that is totally targeted over there, and make them clear and easy to understand. See the let's take an example of like you might have seen an advertisement of Kellogg's, right? They always for the chocos and Kellogg's they target to the kids, right? So their advertisement, their visual message conveyor is choosing a cartoons, right? And small kids. So according to that, visual communication plays a role. Now in a written, while having a written communication, whether that is with anywhere, any step of life, first thing is strive to simplicity. Keep your language very simple so that it is easily understandable to the next person. Don't rely on tone. When you are writing, you what you do, you because you are not speaking, so you do not go to the pitch of your sound. Instead of that, you go to the written language, how politely you are writing. You might be giving a like you might be angry with the person to whom you are writing, but you write very politely that a pinch is done, but in a very sweet manner. Take time to review your written communication. Whenever you write anything, you are trying to convey a message, you're writing an email, you're writing letters. When you write it, go through it twice actually, so that you can find much more simpler words to use and very precise to it. Make it very effective, very enjoyable, very understandable. So these four factors of types of communication: verbal, non-verbal, visual, and written. So these has to be in a very different way when you communicate. Sorry. So basically, in a communication part, we like to see till here today. We'll join in next session, and when we finish 10 key soft skills, we will see how we are going to articulate these skills in our reviews, in our resume, in our personal life, in our professional lives, and then how it affects us. So for today, I'd like to say that this much is the portion I have covered up. Any queries, anywhere you didn't understood, or anything which you like to have, because you guys might having new ideas, new thoughts. Guys, any response? Anything you want to ask? Please revert back. Hello.
Ma'am, everything is clear. And it was really a good session. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, guys. You have been very patiently understanding and listening to me. Thank you so much. Aman, even I want to thank you also. Thank you so much, Aman, for being so cooperative. Swati and Savio, thank you so much. Sweeties, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Firas,
ma'am.
thank you. And thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you so much for giving the opportunity. We'll surely meet next session.